Cracking down on Wall Street, the Obama administration has successfully pushed for tougher regulations on big business, awarding sweeping new powers to agencies like the Securities and Exchange Commission under the new financial reform law. But now it's up to the SEC to do the job, and the agency says it needs more help. Mary Schapiro is chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, number 3 on this year's Fortune list of DC's most powerful women, America's most powerful women. Thanks so much for joining us, Chairwoman Schapiro. I wanted to ask you about the Dodd-Frank bill, and how long is it going to take you to actually write the regulations and promulgate them and get everything implemented that you need to do according to the mandates of this new law?
We have a pretty big task ahead of us with Dodd-Frank. As you know, we have over 100 rules to write, more than 20 studies to conduct, and we even have to create 5 new offices within the Securities and Exchange Commission. But our schedule is dictated really by statutory deadlines, so the bulk of what we need to do has to be done within the first year, which would be by July of 2011. So we're working very hard. We've got teams on every rulemaking across a wide variety of areas, and we're pushing ahead. And at the same time seeking as much comment from the public and from the industry as possible so that our rules are well informed and will really work in today's marketplace.
You're talking about 800 more people to help promulgate these new regulations, to help enforce the regulations. How big an increase is that, just proportionally, in terms of expanding the agency's reach?
Well, we've asked for 800 more people over the next several years. We have about 3,800 people right now, but of course most of those will go to examining financial institutions for compliance with the new rules, setting up a regulatory structure for over-the-counter derivatives, which have never been regulated before, and then for supplementing our enforcement ranks so that we're enforcing the new rules that are put into effect.
One of the things that I understand is that you're going to be testifying on Thursday in supporting a waiver from some of the rules under Dodd-Frank, some of the rules that would require you to release proprietary information. Explain to the public, because there's so much suspicion, frankly, and anger at regulators for what's happened in the past. Why do you feel that you still need to keep secrets of some of these Wall Street firms in order to properly regulate them?
Well, we don't want to keep any secrets at the SEC, and in fact, in my time there, the agency has increased its transparency with the public significantly. The testimony a couple of weeks ago really went to the issue of whether we can get all the information we need from the firms we regulate in order to effectively regulate them without having some of that information, which is of a proprietary nature. For example, the algorithms that are utilized by trading firms made public through third-party subpoenas or litigation. We're not going forward on that basis, obviously, after the last couple of weeks, but we've been highly transparent, and it's my commitment that we will continue to be so, and fully subject, of course, to the Freedom of Information Act and all the open government requirements.
But in terms of the pushback that you've had from Chairman Frank, how are you going to work this out?
Well, what we're going to do is see if we can work out with Congress over time some way to have very limited protection for very highly proprietary information, not because we want to protect the information, but because we want to make sure there's no reluctance on the part of those we regulate to give us that information. If it's not worked out, it's not worked out. We'll do the best we can to get that information, utilize it in our examination and in our enforcement programs. But our goal is, and I believe Congress's goal for us, is to be the best regulator we possibly can be, with access to all the information that could conceivably be necessary for the SEC to be a tough and aggressive regulator.
Mary Schapiro from the SEC, and thanks and congratulations on your top ranking in the Fortune 500, the Fortune Most Powerful Women. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thank you. And still ahead, can Democrats